Alright, so hello everybody, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk a little bit about Destiny 2, which just became free to play on Steam, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, I already played Destiny before it came to Steam. I bought it on Battle.net and I've played it for a couple of hours. I didn't really do much at the end game, I basically just went through leveling and that was about it. The reason I never talked about it is because I played it at a time where Warframe was sort of hitting its peak with all the big reveals, so it was a time where people are like, who plays Destiny? Just play Warframe, it's better and it's free, you plebs. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not touching this topic with a 10-foot internet ball, I'm just gonna play it on my own and have fun. And fun I had, plenty of it actually, I had loads of fun playing through Destiny 2, and the only reason I stopped was because I think Fortuna was coming out in Warframe, and I just needed the hard drive space, so I pretty much just deleted every game aside from Warframe to make space for all the hundreds of gigabytes of footage that I was recording of Fortuna to make videos out of. And then the game sort of just faded away from my mind because this was at a time where Bungie were still tied with Activision, and while the future of the game wasn't necessarily dark, it wasn't bright either, it was sort of this greyish meh. There were good things coming from Bungie, but they were sort of being mixed in or even at times overshadowed by all the bullshit from Activision, so I was just like, you know what, whatever. But then Bungie were all like, you know what, we're tired of being tied up with these assholes, let's just sever ties with them and bring the game to Steam and make it free to play. And I was like, oh my god, they did a thing. Yes, I will definitely play more of this once it comes to Steam. And, well, here we are. I cannot even begin to describe how happy I am that this entire thing has gone down. It would have of course been better if Activision were able to make Destiny into a good game to begin with, without this evil ooze of destruction that is Activision just slithering about, pulling strings. But at least now, Bungie are free and they can develop the game the way they want to. Now, the reason why I'm so hyped about this, and why I was actually even hyped about Destiny 1 and even considered getting a console for it, more so than even for Bloodborne, is because Destiny is kind of like the game that I always knew I wanted. It's kind of like my perfect game, hence the title. Because here's the thing, when I first started playing video games, they were almost exclusively first-person shooters, things like Doom, Wolfenstein, Duke Nukem, Rise of Triad, Blakestone, that kind of stuff. I basically played all of them, right? Anything I could get my hands on, Hexens, Heretics, Redneck Rampages, Chasm the Rift, all of them. And I had an immense amount of fun going through all of them, even the not-so-good ones. And then the internet happened over here, which was magnificent and fantastic, but for me specifically, the most amazing thing about the internet was the discovery of custom Doom levels, and that blew my mind because I didn't have to play through the same Doom levels over and over and over again like I did until I got internet. I could just download custom levels from the internet. So I did, I downloaded all the custom levels, even the terrible ones, and I played through them religiously. But then, as the internet got better and better and better, patches for video games became a thing, because up until then, if a game was broken, well, it was just broken. Sometimes the developers tried to fix it with extra discs in the boxes, but, you know, how do you get it to people that already bought the game? The answer is you don't, so that was a bit of a problem. But then patches became a thing. Games started to get patched, so if something was broken, the devs were actually able to fix it, which eventually evolved into updates, which evolved into expansions, and it just kept evolving over and over and over again until we landed where we are right now, where you don't really own anything, you're just allowed to occupy certain games until the developers decide to shut them down. My, where did we take the wrong turn? But anyway, all those patches and updates gave me an idea. I was like, oh my god, can you imagine, right, if we had like Doom, but every now and then they would add in more levels, right? A whole new chapter would pop up every couple of months and you can play through it. That would be amazing! The way I actually kind of thought it would be done is kind of a similar way to the way you choose difficulty in Quake. You would have sort of like this hub with portals that would take you to different places. So every time they add a bunch of levels, a new portal would appear. So I started looking for that kind of game because I was like, I cannot be the only person that wants this very specific thing. Someone has to have made it. So I started searching, and that's actually what led me to MMOs, because those were getting updated all the time. And while I had a ton of fun playing MMOs, you know, I played World of Warcraft for many years, they weren't ticking all the boxes for me, but they were ticking enough to keep me happy. But then I stumbled upon a little video called WTF is Warframe by Mr. John Totobiscuit Bain, may he rest in peace. And I was like, oh my god, that's it? That's it? That's the thing, that's my internet-infused Doom. So I downloaded it and tried it out, and well, I've been playing it for the last, what, 6.5 years or so. However, while Warframe ticked nearly all the boxes for me, it didn't tick one specific box, and that box was first person. Warframe was third person. I wanted my internet-infused Doom to be first person, but that also meant that Warframe could tick boxes that I didn't even know were there, like insane movement and, you know, character abilities and that kind of stuff. And those more than made up for that one unticked box that was first person for me. And then they announced Destiny, the first one that is, and I was like, oh my god, yes, the final box, after all these years, it has been ticked. I can have my game now. And I was super excited about it, and then they came out and they were like, but guess what, bitches, it's just for consoles. And that was just like moving a picture in a Word document. It just scrambled the entire thing up. I just sat here and I was trying to justify buying a console to myself, because I was like, you know what, I wanted this for years, this is my perfect game, it's the internet-infused Doom, but I don't even have a TV, so I would have to buy a TV as well. And, you know, I was playing Warframe, so I was like, you know what, Warframe is really good, and it takes this versus this, and blah, 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 until eventually Destiny 1 came out, and it was... how should I say this, rather lacking in certain departments, so I, in the end, never bought the console, never bought Destiny 1, and I basically just skipped the game and I stuck to Warframe. But then those cheeky little buggers pulled a sneaky one on me and announced Destiny 2, which was gonna come to PC as well. And while I did get excited in the beginning, I was like, you know what, I'm just really loving Warframe. I'm so invested into this, it's great, I'm making a living out of this, so, you know what, I'm just gonna skip it. And I was actually kind of happy with my decision, because as, you know, it came out and the reviews started rolling in, it was like, you know what, it's alright. It's nothing like too amazing, but it's alright. So I was like, you know what, I probably made the right decision to stick to Warframe and just play that. But then as DE decided to shift away from those smaller updates that would come in very often to bigger things like Fortuna and Plains of Eidolon that come in, well, not so often, I, thanks to the way I consume content as a content creator, which is basically instantly, right? My content consumption is extremely aggressive in that something comes out, I immediately gobble it up and start churning out videos, gave me just enough time to start eyeballing Destiny again and eventually buy it. And it ended up being exactly what I wanted it to be. My internet-infused Doom, so I had a bunch of fun with it, and that kind of leads us back to the start of the video, you know, where I played it, I had a bunch of fun with it, but eventually deleted it because I needed more space for Fortuna footage, and then forgot about it because, well, Activision are a bunch of bastards. But now I'm back, I'm playing it again, and I'm having a ton of fun because it is my internet-infused Doom, but this time around with 100% less Activision. Now, contrary to what you might think at this moment, I don't think I'll be making any Destiny videos in the future. Why? Well, because I want to play it as a normal player. I don't want to play it as a content creator that's looking for things to make a video about, because that, as I found out, can suck nearly all the fun out of playing a video game. I want to go through it nice and slow, and I want to enjoy it, just like I used to enjoy all those custom levels that I downloaded for Doom. And that's pretty much all I wanted to say. This is kind of a weird video, it's more of a story time type video than anything else, but I just kind of wanted to talk about it, you know? And I kind of wanted to address all those questions about Destiny 2 that I get at the same time. So, I thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.